You're listening to the SoleStrategies podcast with your hosts Z. Cohen Sanchez and Chris Abramson. If you're running for office or thinking about it, you're in the right place. We hope you enjoy the latest episode and thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Facebook. I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight. As always, we are just going to wait a couple of minutes just because there's lag. And also just to get some more people to join in. So once you are in, if you would like to tell us more about who you are, where you are thinking about running, if you're thinking about running, just some more information about you so we can tailor our lives to answer some of your questions. So again, we're just going to wait a couple of minutes to get some folks on. And just to go over again today, we are going to be covering episode 3, where we're going to talk about, now that you've decided to run, what is the next step? So if you have not already checked out the other material that we did this week. So we did episode 1 and episode 2. In episode 1, after you watch this, you can go back and check out the other episodes that we did. But the first episode, we talked about what qualifies you to run for office. And we debunked a lot of myths about that, which was really cool. And then in episode 2, we talked about getting a decision on running. So if it is the right decision for you, what you should be prepared for in making that decision. And as I said, today we're going to be talking about, now once you've decided, what is next in your journey. So this is really exciting. Just to do a little bit of a recap on what we talked about in episode 1 and 2. So we talked a bit about the qualities of character in a candidate and the type of people that we're looking for. And I see a couple people are on now. So if you are on, just say hey in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're thinking about running for office, what you're thinking about running for and why. And if you have any questions, of course, throw them in there and we will answer them as we go. So just to recap on episode 1 and 2, so we talked about some of the qualities of character. We talked about how important it is to be involved in your community. We talked about what type of person we want to work with, and what type of candidate is bound to be successful versus candidates that are not. So people that are 100% committed, people that can stick with their schedule, and again, people that are willing to invest in themselves so that they can invest in their community is really important. And then some of the things that we talked about in episode 2 were some of the commitments that you need to be prepared for. So if you're working a full-time job, what type of hours you are expected to put in to run a successful campaign, and some things that you should be thinking about before you ultimately make that decision. And just to remind everybody before we get into the episode 3 material, we are located, a lot of our staff are located here in Oregon. We have some folks out in New York City, and even some folks in California. So we just wanted to say that if you are dealing with the wildfires right now, please be safe. If you're in a level 1 or 2 evacuation area, please take that really seriously. There's no use to waiting until you get to a level 3 where you have to get out really fast. That can be super dangerous. So this is one of the reasons why we work with candidates and why we want them to fundraise successfully and why we want them to win their seat in the first place. Because we see the devastating effects of climate change. This isn't something that's just a theory. This is something that's happening right now. And that's why we are so committed to this, because we don't want to see progressives run sad campaigns. We don't want to see progressives do all this work just to get their name on the ballot and not actually get any votes. We want people to be able to raise the money that they need to beat their incumbents. We want candidates to be able to run on a Green New Deal and win. And in order to do that, you need to raise a lot of money. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here helping you with. So if you are affected by these wildfires, we've been hearing today, particularly here in Oregon, that and in California as well, that this is the worst that people have ever seen in their lifetime. And that's really scary, especially for the youth in our country. And so we really want to use that fear in a way that is going to be effective in making real legislative change and change in the halls of Congress, and all the way up to the presidency. So please, if you are thinking about running for office, there is no time like the present. The world is literally on fire waiting for you to run. So this is some of the stuff we're going to be talking about today with deciding to run. So you've probably been thinking over the last couple of days or weeks or even months about if this is the right decision for you. You've really thought hard about it. You're excited about it. And you've decided that this is the decision you want to make. So what should you do next? What are the next critical steps so that you are going to start your campaign successfully and end your campaign successfully? So some of the things that we suggest starting out with, particularly at first, are the first thing we want you to do is to call us and to talk to us. We do free 15-minute consultations where we talk with you about what race you're running in, why you've decided to run in that race, if it's practical for you to be able to win that race. We talk about a lot of those things, and if we think that it is a good race for you to run in, we begin to do some research on that and get you some facts. So if you sign up for our month-long program for fundraising, where we teach you how to raise your first $10,000, many people raise more than that, but our hope is that you at least raise your first $10,000, that you will be really truly on track to be able to raise the money that you need to win your race, whether you're running for local office, federal office, wherever. The other thing that is included in that month, which you get completely free if you sign up with us for a month of fundraising, is you get an hour of our research where we really dig into your district and we figure out how you need to file for the race, how much money, and we do this, by the way, all before you even start fundraising, because we want you to be very clear on the rules and the regulations. So if you're running for federal office, it's really quite simple. You can raise your first $5,000, and then after that you need to register. When you're running for local office, things can get a little bit more complicated. It just depends on what state you're in. Every state has different rules. Those rules change. And so what we need to do if you're running for a local seat is that we need to really dig into it. And you get that research totally for free, and we go over it in your first hour of the program. So we sit down with you once you've decided to run. We talk about the possibility of you winning that race. We talk about your win number. We talk about how much money you're going to need so that your goals are really clear. And we also talk about the very important stuff on which is the rules. So how much money are you allowed to raise before you file? Do you need to file straight away? If so, when do you need to file? All those sorts of things. And again, that varies by state. So it's not just something that we can tell you on the fly. It's something that once you're in the program, then we go over with you and make sure that you are aware of all the rules and the regulations. And, once you've raised a certain amount of money, we always suggest that you partner with one of our other organizations that we partner with that does campaign finance. So they will take care of your books and everything for you, and take a lot of that stress off of you. So yes, very, very good resources to have. And that's really where you do need to start. You really need to start with setting up that free consultation with us so that we can discuss if this is the right seat for you to run for in the first place, because it very well might not be. The logistics of it might just be that you need to run for a different seat, or if you really have your heart set on this seat, really explaining to you the trials that you're going to be faced with if the seat isn't ideal for you to run in, and for you to really understand those things before you dive all in. So that's some of the stuff that we go over in the first session that you do with us. And again, if you sign up for the month package with us, it is totally free, and it's really good information, and it's information that everybody needs before they start fundraising at all. So something that is super, super important for you to know. And we understand here at SoleStrategies that some of that stuff can be really stressful, especially if you've never run before, if you don't know the rules for the seat that you're running for. Some of that stuff can be really stressful. Also understanding what your finance limits are. So in a lot of races, you can only accept a certain amount of money from your donors. And so knowing that ahead of time is really important, and just getting you equipped with all the knowledge that you need before you get going. And so, as I said, that is totally free. That is something that we include because we know that you can't just raise money unless you understand what you're signing up for, and why it's important for you. And you know, as we've said, it's really important for you to understand these rules before you go into it. So, and also during that first hour, we'll talk about things like, do you need to set up a separate bank account? Do you need to, will you accept PAC money? Will you not accept PAC money? If so, which PACs will you accept money from? All these things are things that we lay out when we start talking. So if that is something that is interesting to you, if this is something that you are really, truly 100% committed to, and as I've said before, we do not work with all candidates. We only work with folks that are 100% committed, because we don't want to waste our time investing in candidates that we don't think have the ability to raise money. And if you are not 100% committed, no matter how wonderful you are as a potential candidate, you won't be able to raise the money. So it is really, really essential. And that's why we encourage everybody to sign up first for that 15-minute call with us before you register for our month program, because after we talk with you and we go through some of your goals and we understand the seat that you're running for, if it's attainable, all those sorts of things, we'll also be able to get a read on, are you actually committed to the program? Because as we've already said, if you're not committed to the program, it will be a waste of time, it will be a waste of money, and you won't make your goal. The people that we need to get into the program are people that are 100% committed, are people that can see the vision and are here with us on this journey and are excited to raise this money and are ready to raise this money. That's the type of person that we're looking for. So again, if you have not checked out episode 1 and 2, go check that out. Some really good information. Another thing that you guys should know is that, again, if you are running in 2020, now is the critical time to reach out. It is absolutely essential that you reach out now, because you are very, very, very close to your election. It's not impossible to raise the money, but it is very, very tight. So please, if you're running in 2020, reach out to us. Some of the questions that we got from the last episode were to do with, how do I file for office? And as I said, the answer to that question, we had 2 different people that asked that question over DM on Instagram. The answer to that question is that schedule the 15-minute free consultation with us, and we will help you understand if this program is right for you. And if the program is right for you, then we will go through all the rules and regulations depending on the seat that you're running for in our first session. So that's the answer for that. I don't see that there are any other questions. I'll just wait a couple of seconds to see if anybody that's joined us has any questions about how that works. Any fears, thoughts about what you're running for, you can ask us anything. That's why we go live. We go live so that you guys have the opportunity to ask us questions completely for free and to see if what we're doing is right for you. So it looks like, at least for now, that we don't have any questions. We've been getting some great questions over our social media channels, so over Facebook Messenger, over Instagram, and in our Twitter inbox. So if you are watching the replay of this, which it seems like quite a few people are, that if you have any questions, just feel free to DM us about any of this material. If we don't reach back out to you, we're really, really busy this season right now, but we will cover the answer in our live. And the reason why we do that is because we want everybody to have the answer to the question that you're asking. So again, please feel free to do that. So again, you're running in 2020. Please reach out to us very, very, very soon. Today, tonight, we're open, guys. We're open every single night until 9 p.m. And that is Pacific time. So that is midnight over on the East Coast. So you can give us a call. And we open at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're on the East Coast, give us a call up until midnight. If you're on the West Coast, we're open until 9 p.m. And our phone number is on our website, so you can call us directly. You can also, as I said, DM us on any of our social media channels at SoleStrategies, and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. So thank you guys so much. Again, if you are in a wildfire area, our entire team at SoleStrategies really wants to make sure that you guys are okay. And so if you guys are in an evacuation zone, whether that's in a level 2 evacuation or even a level 3 evacuation, please get out as soon as you possibly can. It is absolutely essential. No material object is more important than your life. So thank you guys so much. Please stay safe out there. We're living in a really hectic world right now, and get excited because 2021 and 2022 is going to be our year. So have a good night.